Hello, Kim Blindbæk. Welcome back to SDU. It's a pleasure to have you back, considering you earned your master's degrees here from SDU in 2012. Could you please start by telling us about your professional journey since then?
Yeah, thank you. Yes, back in 2011, I started in Sydbank as a student assistant. I worked in the equity and macro research, and after around a year, when I finished my master studies, I was offered a full-time employment, and I've worked in Sydbank ever since. And right now I work as a senior economist in the macro research department.
What motivated you to pursue a degree in economics here at SDU? And can you share the consideration that influenced you and your decisions?
Yes, actually it was a long journey because back in high school I wanted to become an engineer, and I went to technical high school, but I soon found out that that economics were my thing. I had a really good social research teacher, and he really inspired me to follow up on economics, and it was quite simple at that time. We looked at demand and supply curves and so on, but I very soon became interested in economics and decided I wanted to study economics at SDU.
In your opinion, what special qualifications do you believe economic students possesses?
Well, in my opinion, one of the major forces we have is that we are able to analyze complicated matters, and most importantly, we are able to communicate different problems to different stakeholders. It could be, in my work life, it could be professional investors, it could be retail customers. They need to understand what we are telling them, and that is a very important aspect of my job, to communicate to different people at different places and make sure they actually understand what we're doing.
You work in the financial sector, specifically in the Danish bank. Could you describe the type of tasks you handle?
Yeah, my main responsibility is to follow the Scandinavian economies, especially the Norwegian economy and the Swedish economy, and then I also follow the UK economy and the Swiss economy. And my main job is to make interest rates forecast and foreign exchange forecast. You could describe it as being an equity analyst, but instead of following stocks, I follow interest rates and foreign exchange.
Which courses from university do you use in working with these tasks?
Yeah, I use a lot of macroeconomic subjects, but back when I started, I focused a lot on financial topics. That could be derivatives and so on. I don't use them every time, but they are in my toolbox, and sometimes I need to use some of the knowledge I gained back at SDU. But in my everyday work life, the macroeconomic topics are my main toolbox.
Finally, considering your journey and experience, what advice would you give to future economic students?
Well, I think it's important to actually understand what you learn, and my advice to you would also be socialize with your co-students. It's very important to make relation already during your studies. It will just make your studies a lot easier over time.
Thank you very much for your time today.
You're welcome.